So in the wacky world of aviation, safety is a pretty big topic. We have like annual safety summits, quarterly safety meetings, things like that. Everyone has to participate. So I made a video for one of the safety meetings. I did some research on this, and interestingly enough, one of the number one mechanisms for pilot injuries and deaths is motorcycles. Yeah, riding your motorcycle is more dangerous than flying your helicopter, apparently. I used a Mad Dog in it, so I figured I can make it a Mad Dog video. Some pretty good tips in there on staying alive in traffic and survival with your scooter. We use a term like the fake news term called fake safety. Stuff that people do to make them think they're safe when they're not really. A good example would be do your hand and arm signals. Well, that's good for safety, you know. I'm gonna do a right turn, I throw my right hand out there and make my right turn symbol. And that's a good safety tip. And so since I think I'm being safe, I don't realize the car is about to hit me because I'm being safe. And I'm shocked whenever the car hits me anyways, even though I use my hand signal. So that's kind of fake safety. It's things we do that give us a false sense of security that we're safe, when in reality, we're still not safe. I have a pretty extensive background on two wheels. You know, way back in the old days before cell phones and the internet, I raced a lot of motocross, woods racing, a little bit of club racing on the road. Had a lot of road race bikes. I'll throw some pictures up there of some of my antiques. And like any young kid on a liter-sized crotch rocket, I did all the street shenanigans. I did notice real quickly that the people that didn't race bikes didn't survive the rides very long. But all the guys that raced seemed to make it all right. So there was something that was different, something we were doing different to keep us alive on these crazy rides. Broke a lot of bones too in the process. But I learned a lot about riding. One thing I can tell you is there's a lot of fake safety in riding. Most of my safety classes, they get kind of out there. It's just my opinion. Some tips of survival for you to keep you safe on the road.
Target fixation, which an individual becomes so focused on an observed object that they may inadvertently increase their risk of colliding with the object. People are quick to point out the focus is on something dangerous, but it could be a focus on something with reward also. The principle is simple. With most things in life, where you look is where you go. But it applies to everything. If you look for the bad in things, you'll find the bad. If you look for the good, you'll find the good. So if the bad is flying off the curve, then we want to look through the curve. Don't fixate on the bad. Target fixation is not something we can get rid of or cure or take a pill for. It's not something we want to get rid of. It's something everyone has. Every single person has it. Your whole life started with target fixation. For you to come into existence, someone, somewhere, had to fixate on a target to create you. And that's why it's in all humans. We just have to know how to use it. Shooters know to focus on the front sight tip of their pistol. They know to keep the target blurry. They don't fixate on the target. They fixate on the front sight tip. And that's great philosophy until a monster's chasing you. And it's hard to not focus on that monster. It's hard to focus on that front sight tip. People that race learn target fixation. Now they learn the bads and the goods. The goods are, if you're trying to clear a triple, and you can fixate on a target, a faster rider in front of you, you'll get over that triple if you fixate and follow him. And that's a good thing, but you'll never be number one. To be number one, you need to fixate on new targets. Riders who race woods, they learn real quick about target fixation. They learn to fixate on the space between the trees, and not the trees. And this helps them to avoid the trees. They're not looking at the trees. They've learned if they look at the trees, they will hit the trees. So to ride better in traffic and safer, we need to choose new targets, not the back end of a car. We need to evaluate and choose new targets constantly, all the time. I'm not bad-mouthing any of these riders, but we can learn from them. This guy's cruising along, car in front of him slams the brakes on. His initial instinct is to focus on that car. Then he looks over and focuses on the space, the open space, and he's about clear. Then he focuses back on the car, and he hits the car. This next rider, you can see his back end get squirrely when he hits the brakes. Someone panic braked in front of him. He focuses on the car. He's got nothing but wide open space beside him, but he stays focused on that car all the way into the back of it. Okay, this next guy I am going to badmouth. What a dick. Anyways, here's his target. This is probably someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's grandma coming home from work. They're confused or in busy traffic. He's got all sorts of avenues of escape here, but he stays focused on her. Yeah, she might be confused, but he had no reason to hit her. And then what's worse is when he does hit her, he gets upset and stomps her window in. Yeah, so if you know this guy, kick his ass. Oh my gosh. All this stuff is just my opinion, so don't get too wrapped around the axle about it. When you're riding your bike, you're not a victim. You decided to bring a 400-pound weapon to a gladiator battle with 4,000-pound weapons. So this is all on you. Quit playing the victim card and start riding like a boss. Nobody rides like a boss more than James Stewart. He treats these riders like trees in the woods. He's got a plan, a whole new line, something they're not taking, well before they even think about it. Practice riding like the woods rider and shift your focus from the car in front of you to the spaces on the side and make that your targets that you fixate on. Make it a habit, so when you panic, you go around these guys and don't hit them. You may have seen this guy on the internet, the Ghost Rider. He really does treat cars on the freeway just like trees. He's definitely not focused on these cars. All his targets are the spaces between them. He sees nothing but the spaces. And that's a good segue into the next survival tip. As ridiculous as this sounds and as hard as it is to do for some of you gotta ride faster than traffic. You have 360 degrees of vulnerability. 180 degrees of it is from the rear. The Ghost Rider here has just taken out all danger to the rear of his motorcycle. All he needs to worry about is what's in front of him. Nothing in the back can hurt him. So if you can keep a pace a little bit faster than traffic, it's actually safer than riding with traffic or slower than traffic, because now you have to keep track of 360 degrees of vulnerability. The Ghost Rider's been doing this stuff for over 15 years, making these videos. He hasn't died yet. If you notice one thing about him, all his high-speed stuff is on a freeway. He has protection from the right and left. Most of his stuff in the city is just antics like burnouts, wheelies, things like that. Pretty slow, because he understands that intersections are extremely dangerous. All these cars out there trying to kill you, they don't hate you. They're not really trying to kill you. They just don't see you. You're just a very hard to see object. They have good intentions. It's just a bad result. And the left turning car is the biggest danger. We're in a car here and there's a motorcycle coming up here. You can't even see it. It looks like a truck with his headlights on. This truck just went in front. It looks like a truck right there, right? That's a motorcycle. We can't see that. That car pulled out right in front of him and hit him. He never saw him. He wasn't trying to kill him, but he just about did. In any given intersection, you're going to have one guy trying to kill you, T-bone you to the left. You're going to have a guy beside him that's going to T-bone you from the left again doing a left-hand turn. You're going to have a guy doing a left-hand turn in front of you that's going to do a head-on with you. And you have a guy to the right of you that's going to T-bone you on the right side. 4 guys trying to kill you at every intersection. And here's a good tip. Find a shield. You can use a car as a shield to get you through these intersections safely. I always look for a shield. And I'm using these buses as a shield from my left turns. And I'm using these cars as a shield from my right people. That's going to keep the left turners from hitting me, the T-bones on the left and the right T-bones. These cars will block you. And we don't go through intersections because that light's green. We go through them because they're clear. A green light provides you no protection, but a shield will. This guy has no shield. He's going to get T-boned. Yeah, this guy too. Ouch. But now watch this bike. He has a shield. That black SUV right there. That just saved his life. So I'm cruising along here and no one's going to pull out in front of these 2 trucks. So they'd make good shields for the traffic on the right. There was nothing on the left to worry about. Another intersection coming up. I'll keep my eye on the guys on the left. I'll use this red car as a shield. Make sure those guys on the left don't turn into me. And sometimes you can only shield yourself from one side of the traffic. Traffic on the right up here at this intersection. I need to keep an eye on that, but I can use this silver car to shield my left from left turners. That works pretty good. Try and stay grouped up with traffic as much as possible. If you're riding with a group of other motorcycles, definitely stay tight with the group. Don't be the straggler behind. Cars see groups of motorcycles. They don't see the individual one that's straggling behind. Here you can see I'm straggling behind this group of traffic. That black truck was probably waiting to turn left after that group of traffic went, and it would be very easy for him to pull out in front of me and not see me. These groups of traffic turning left, they're chomping at the bit for that hole to shoot through and get across his road. So if I'm straggling behind, they see that group of traffic that just went by, they punch it and try to get across that intersection, and here I come straggling along. They don't even see me. Same with these cars coming from the right. They're trying to get on this highway and they see the group of traffic go by. They jump out on there and they might shoot across 2 or 3 lanes trying to get to the left lane. But here I'm with traffic. I'm nice and tight, keeping a little bit faster pace. I'm using my shield here through the intersection. This is the way to be right here. This one's important. That brake light on your bike is just there to keep you from getting a ticket. It will not make cars stop. When I'm riding in traffic, I constantly think, how can I not stop traffic? I don't want my bike to try to hold up traffic, so I'll crowd this center line right here. So the car behind me will rear end that car and not me. If you try to stop in your own lane, look what happens. I'm coming up to a red light, same thing. Crowd that center line, get over. Someone's going to run that red light. Maybe it's the guy behind you. I don't even like to slow traffic down. If I'm merging left into this busy traffic, I'll run the oncoming lane first, and then clear myself, jump over to the right lane. Anything to keep from slowing down or stopping traffic. If I need to do a left turn, and I've got traffic behind me, I may not be able to turn left. I may have to just keep on going. Yep, I'm just going to pass my street. I'll maybe take a right turn, turn around, find a way around it. Get in a situation we have to slam the brakes on. Got a truck up here stalled in front of me. I haven't cleared my left. I'm going off to the right. I'm not about to slam my brakes on with traffic behind me. Because look what happens when you do that. Yep, there you go. So yeah, guys, I hope that helps. Ride safe.
So that was my epic safety video. Not the stuff you're going to learn at one of these motorcycle driving courses, not the stuff they're going to teach you. It's just not appropriate to teach it, I guess. They're too wrapped up with fake safety to really be concerned with what's actually killing them out there. Hope you enjoyed it.